QATutorials, Selenium Webdriver setup in Eclipse and creating your first test case, right? So we'll go through the step by step what are the things needed to set up the Selenium Webdriver in Eclipse for Java. So this is mainly for people who are familiar with Java and how to run your first test case, right? So what are the steps needed to set up the WebDriver with Eclipse for Java? Right, there are 5 steps. One is to install Java. Right, you need to have Java installed in your system, either Windows or Mac. So I will give you the links to where you can download Java and install it. And another is set up Eclipse. So you need to download Eclipse and download and set it up in your system. Then you have to download the Selenium WebDriver. There you can download the latest version based on your operating system. And I will show you how to configure this WebDriver in Eclipse. Then we will start creating our first test case using Selenium. Right, this is a very beginner tutorial. Even if you have not done automation before, this video will be helpful for you to get started with Selenium Automation. Let's go step by step and let's go step by step and install this, set up this WebDriver with Eclipse. So the first step, we need to install Java, right? For install Java, you need to download it from the Oracle. So I will show you the link. I shared all the links, related links in the description of this video. So you can copy them and download the proper software like Java and WebDriver using those links. So for Java download, so you can go to the download section. So we need to download the JDK, Java Development Kit, right? You can download. So this is the page for Java development. So we just need to open JDK early access build. So let us see which one we have to download. So there's a different versions for Linux, Mac OS, and Windows. So if you have Windows, so this is 64-bit installer. So you can download any of this 64-bit installer, right? And then you can install it in your system. This is archive. So this is a direct installer. So let's do the direct installer, x64 installer. So the one we downloaded is the zip file. So this is the direct exe file. So based on your operating system, and I think most of the systems are now 64-bit, so you can install the 64-bit version of the package, right? So after installing, you need to set up the Java path so that Java version is visible to your programs. So for that, you need to set the Java environment in the path, right? Java environment variables. So I'm using a Mac system, so that is done using export path. Right, you can check the documentation for Java and how to set up this environment variables. So once you've done Let's save this one. So once you say this, so how to check if Java is properly installed? So if you are on Mac, you can open the terminal window and check for the Java installation. If you are on the Windows, you can open command prompt and you can do this command Java minus version. So let me maximize this. So Java minus version, enter. So you can see the, okay, there's no Java dash version. So this way you can check the what is the Java version installed in your system. So right now I have like 1.7 Java version runtime environment, and this is a hotspot. Right? That way you can check whichever Java version installed in your system. So basically, so to install Java, you go to this download page and install the proper version. You get to exe file, you can double click on the exe file and install Java and point the Java using the path variable or environment variable in Windows. Right, once you've done that, you can verify the Java version using either command prompt or if you are on Mac using the terminal windows, right? That is how you set up the Java, right? So once you've done the Java, right, then you can go to download the Eclipse. So you can go to the Eclipse path to download it, right? We want to go to Eclipse. I'm showing the different links. Some of them I already downloaded in my system, so that's why I may not download it again. So you can get this Eclipse IDE package, right? Download for x86 64 bit, right? You can download this system and put it there. So you can just click on download. It will start downloading the latest Eclipse. Anyway, Eclipse is a free download, so you don't need to pay for anything, right? So I already did a download of my Eclipse software, so which is available here. So I have Eclipse already downloaded on my system, right? So once you download, you can unzip it and Eclipse will be available in the folder, right? So that is how you download the Eclipse. The next step is to get the Selenium Webdriver, right? So use this link. By using this link, you can get the Selenium Webdriver. Right, so it has 32-bit Windows, 64-bit that thing. So you can get the Selenium server stable version 4.1.0. Right, it will give the jar file. So that is the Selenium grade. So you can get Selenium clients and WebDriver here. So we are looking for Java, right? Java language. So we're going to download the Java package here, right? Selenium client and WebDriver. So there is a client that needs to be installed, and there is a WebDriver also that needs to be installed. And we are anyway using the Java package. So we're going to download this Java package, right? So this will install, download the zip file of Selenium Java, and we can unzip and use it in our system. So I have this already downloaded before. This is the zip file. So I unzipped it into a folder, right? Selenium Java 4.1.0. It has all the necessary jar files, and also there is some jar files, library files in the lib folder. So we need these as well in our setup. So I will explain. I will show you when we do the actual project setup. Right. So once we got the Java download, so we got these steps done. We got the installation of Java, we got the Eclipse downloaded, we got the Selenium Webdriver downloaded. Now we're going to configure Eclipse with the WebDriver with the Eclipse, right? So we're going to start the Eclipse. We're going to start running the Eclipse, and then I will show you how to configure your WebDriver, right? So let me open Eclipse. So that is my Eclipse. Let me go to Documents. Eclipse. This is Eclipse. So there is exe file Eclipse.exe. We'll open that application. So if you are just starting with Eclipse, you probably get like option to select a workspace. You can select new workspace, right? So I already have the Eclipse workspace selected. Right, so now we're going to start a new project and see how to set up this test case, right? So we're going to start with new Java project, right? So we'll say like use some name like test automation, right? We'll use create separate folders for source and class files. We're going to use this PRE. It will be added to the same working set. So the output will be in the test automation bin, right? We'll click finish. So it will create a blank Java project for us. So we're going to do the create our first test case, right? So it's created a blank source folder and necessary Java libraries into it. So in the source folder, we'll create a new package. So if you are not familiar with Java basics, so you can watch Java tutorials to understand some of the Java basics. So this tutorial assumes that you have some background on Java basics. We're going to create a package, say first test or something, first test package, right? Then we'll create a new class, which is the main class. So this is probably the main class. We will say like first test case. So it put like lowercase. Okay, let's do lowercase. Oh, it says we need package names to be lowercase. Finish. Wait 1 minute. Let's create new class. First test case. First test case. Right, and public main method. So we got the first class. This is a blank method, right? We can run this and see. So we can as well do like some kind of print statement and use that. Let me take print statement from another class. Let's say this, right? Let's say hello world, right? Maybe you can say hello world. So this is our first Java application. We just see that this is running. So we can just run this as Java application. Then it's printed hello world, right? Okay. Now we want to set up this for our Selenium WebDriver. For that, we need to go to this project and right click. We want to change the build path, right? Configure build path. We go to add all the external libraries from Selenium package, right? So add external jar files. So we're going to take all the jar files that we downloaded as part of Selenium WebDriver and use them. So we have the Selenium package downloaded, right here. So this is the path, right? We're going to select this. So we're going to select all the jar files in the folder, right? Add them. Also all the files in the lib folder, right? We go to the lib folder and add all the jar files. So this will give you all the client libraries and Selenium web libraries into the project. So we have now all the Selenium libraries added to the project. Now we can start writing our first case, right? So before in Selenium, before we start, we need to create an instance of WebDriver. So we'll take the example here. To set WebDriver, I did like Chrome WebDriver, right? This is a Chrome WebDriver we are using, right? So for to get this property, right, we need to import some packages as well. So we're going to import some of the packages that are needed, like Selenium WebDriver and Chrome WebDriver. We're going to import, right? And Chrome driver I downloaded before. So let me show you the path for Chrome driver. Okay, I can search for Chrome driver. I think I have one. Let me see. Okay. So this is the link for Chrome driver downloads. So you can get the latest Chrome driver to download so that you can run your tests on the Chrome browser. Right, you can pick any of the latest drivers and download it. So I will provide this link also in the video description, so you can directly go to that page to download your Chrome driver. So here we have Linux version, Mac version, Windows version. So you can download any of these Chrome drivers based on your operating system. So I already downloaded it and it's available in the download folder. I have this Chrome driver here. So this is the Chrome driver. So that's what I configured in the application, right? So user admin downloads Chrome driver. Okay. So this is the driver. So we are setting up the driver. Then we want to create an instance of the driver, right? So this is how you create a WebDriver instance. So we don't need this system.out. We can comment this. So this is the new driver instance we created. So we're going to test the URL which we want to do is our automation URL. Let me show the URL that we want to test. So this is the automation page we're going to test. We're going to open this URL and we'll get the title of this page and we'll just maximize and close it. So it's very simple test. So this is the URL we're going to test. So now we initiated this WebDriver. So now we're going to open the URL. So to open the URL, so we're going to do this navigation step. So driver.get and this URL, this is the URL we're going to test. Then we're going to maximize the window, right? So for that we're going to use this maximize driver.manage or window.maximize. Then we want to get the title of the page, right? So for that, so we can get the web title page. Web title. So we're getting the driver.get title into the title string and then printing out the string title, right? So once we get the title and we've done this operations, we want to close the driver. So close the browser session. So we have to do the driver.quit into our system. Driver.quit. So we will copy this driver.quit and add it here. So this is a very simple script of automation script where we are opening the web page, we are maximizing the window, then getting the title of the page and printing it and closing the browser. So this is our first test case, very simple test case. Right, now we're going to run this and see how it works. Right, so we're going to run as Java application. So now it will open the Chrome browser and then open the URL that we are testing and get the title of the page. So let us see how it works. So now it's starting the Chrome driver, right? So it's going to open the Chrome browser. So let's run it. Open the URL and get the title of that URL and print it. Right, so opening it. So Chrome is controlled by automated software. So opening the URL and it got the title, right? Test Automation practice page. So this is how you create your set up your Selenium environment and start creating your test cases. So we discussed in this video how to install Java, how to set up Eclipse, how to download WebDriver, how to configure WebDriver with Eclipse, and your first test case. I hope you got a good idea of how to get started with your Selenium automations. If you have any questions, please put it in the comment section. I will reply as soon as possible.